When Madam Funke's death made headlines, her family cried like angels at her funeral. But 2 weeks later, they turned into vultures fighting over her wealth. What they didn't know was that the woman they were mourning was still alive, watching every single betrayal from inside her own house. In the heart of Ikeja, Lagos, there lived a well-known businesswoman named Madam Funke Adeyemi. She was one of those women who started life from the very bottom. Years ago, she used to hawk pure water under the sun with her small son tied to her back.
Pure water here, cold and fresh.
But through hard work and determination, she built an empire. She owned 2 warehouses filled with imported goods, a supermarket, and several houses scattered around Lagos. People in the area often said, if hard work had a face, it would be Madam Funke. Despite her success, there was one thing that disturbed her heart: loneliness. She had 3 grown-up children. Tunde, the eldest, who always acted like he knew everything. Ronke, her only daughter, who was obsessed with luxury and showing off. And Bola, the youngest, a gentle soul still struggling to find his path. Madam Funke also had a younger sister named Auntie Sade and her son, Kunere, who practically lived off her generosity. At first, she didn't mind. She believed family was everything. But as years went by, she began to notice something painful. Nobody loved her for her. They all loved her for her money. Every call, every visit, every smile, all had the same motive: money. Whenever her phone rang, she already knew what was coming. "Mommy, please, I need small help for my business." "Auntie, my rent is due. You know I'll pay you back." "Mommy, I saw a land I want to buy. Please send something." One day she fell sick. She had malaria and couldn't get out of bed. None of her children came. They only sent voice notes. "Mommy, sorry, you'll be fine. I'm very busy right now." For a whole week, it was her housemaid, Ngozi, who took care of her. That night, after drinking her medicine, Madam Funke sat quietly in her living room. She looked around at the expensive chairs, chandeliers, and photos of her children hanging on the wall. Then she whispered, "If I die today, will anyone truly miss me?" Ngozi, who was sweeping nearby, heard her. "Madam, don't talk like that now." She smiled sadly. "Ngozi, let's be honest. If I die, my children will only cry because of my properties." Ngozi didn't respond. She knew her madam was right. That night, Madam Funke could not sleep. She kept thinking about her life, her sacrifices, and how nobody appreciated her. Around midnight, a wild idea came to her mind, a crazy one, but it made her heart beat fast. What if I pretend to die? Let me see who truly loves me. She sat up in bed, shocked at her own thought. "Is this madness or wisdom?" she murmured. For the next few days, she thought deeply about it. She even prayed, asking God for direction. One afternoon, she called her trusted driver, Mr. Femi, and her lawyer, Barrister Chuka, to her private office. "I need both of you to help me do something," she said seriously. "What is it, madam?" the lawyer asked. "I want to fake my death." They both shouted at once. "What?" She nodded. "Yes, I need to know who truly loves me and who is only here for my wealth." Mr. Femi scratched his head. "Madam, this kind thing fit backfire o." But she insisted. "No turning back. I've made my mind." They finally agreed to help her. A week later, the news broke all over Ikeja. Popular businesswoman Madam Funke Adeyemi dies in a ghastly car accident. According to the report, her car had gone into flames after skidding off the road. Her personal belongings, her handbag, phone, and necklace were all found at the scene, but her body was burnt beyond recognition. People cried, shops closed down, Social media was filled with her pictures. But the tears did not last long. At first, her children cried loudly. Ronke rolled on the floor screaming, "Mommy, why did you leave me?" Tunde shouted, "God, you have failed us." Bola locked himself inside his room for 2 days without eating. But after 1 week, everything changed. The lawyer called a meeting to read her will. Everyone gathered in her big sitting room. The children, Auntie Sade, Kunle, and even some neighbors. But when the lawyer said the real will would take time to process, Tunde frowned. "We can't just sit and do nothing. Someone has to take charge of her business." Ronke snapped. "Of course, that should be me. I am her only daughter." Bola shook his head. You? You were never around. I helped mommy in the shop." Auntie Sade added fuel. "Listen, this family must be careful. Government people can come and seize everything. You better sell some of her property before that happens." And that was how the greed started. They sold her supermarket. They sold her car. They even fought over her jewelry. One night, while Tunde and Ronke were dragging a key to one of the warehouses, a fight broke out. Someone mistakenly kicked a lantern. Before they could say Jesus, fire had caught the curtain. Within a minute, the whole warehouse was in flames. Millions of naira worth of goods burnt to ashes. Instead of mourning, they started blaming one another. "You caused it." "No, you are the one that's careless." "All of you are mad." The house that once had love now turned into a battlefield. While all of this chaos was going on, Madam Funke was alive and well, hiding in a small rented apartment in Ogba, not far from her house. She had disguised herself with makeup and a wig. Her skin looked darker, her face had wrinkles, and she wore old clothes. She even gave herself a new name, Mama Esther. Every morning, she sat by her window reading the newspapers. Each headline about her death made her shake her head. "So this is how people move on quickly," she whispered. After 2 weeks, she decided it was time to see things with her own eyes. She went to her house, knocked on the gate, and the security man, Sunday, came out. "Who you dey find?" "I be new housemaid though. Madam Ronke say make I come work." He looked at her from head to toe. "You sure say if you work for this kind big house?" She smiled humbly. "I go try, my pikin." That was how Madam Funke entered her own compound as a maid. The first person she met inside was Ronke, sitting on the sofa in bum shorts, painting her nails. "Who are you?" she asked without looking up. "My name na Mama Esther, ma. I come do housework." You can start by cleaning that place and washing the dishes. I hate dirt." As she bent to clean, she heard Ronke bragging to her friend on the phone. "My late mom left me everything. I'm now a landlady. People think I'm lucky. They don't know it's in my blood to be rich." Tears rolled down Madam Funke's cheeks as she scrubbed her own floor. Later that evening, Tunde came home drunk, shouting on the phone, "I told you to transfer that money from mommy's account. I need to buy another car." Madam Funke looked at him and shook her head. "So this is the son I raised with love and discipline," she muttered. When Bola came home that night, he greeted Mama Esther kindly. "Good evening, ma. Hope you've eaten." She smiled. "Yes, my son. God bless you." He nodded. "You remind me of my mother. She was kind just like you." Her throat tightened. "God bless you, my child." For the next few days, Madam Funke observed them closely. The greed, the selfishness, the lies. Even her sister Auntie Sade came one afternoon with Kunle to carry some of her clothes. "No point wasting good things on a dead person." Auntie Sade said, "Let me just take some to my house." Madam Funke hid behind the curtain, watching with tears in her eyes. She had seen enough. One night, she couldn't sleep. She sat outside in the compound, staring at the moon, whispering to herself, "God, I have seen the hearts of men. Even your own blood can become strangers when money is involved." The next morning, she sent a secret message to her lawyer, Barrister Chuka. "Prepare a meeting. Tell them it's about my estate." The lawyer agreed. That evening, everyone gathered again. Ronke, Tunde, Bola, Auntie Sade and Kunle. They were all waiting for new documents about her properties. Then slowly, the door opened. They heard a familiar voice say, "I hope all of you are ready to face the truth." They turned, and what they saw made their blood run cold. Standing at the door was Madam Funke herself, dressed in white, her eyes blazing with anger and pain. Ronke screamed and fell off her chair. "Jesus! Ghost! Ghost!" Tunde shouted, "It's not possible! She's dead!" But Bola stood frozen, trembling. "Mommy?" "Yes, it's me, your mother, the one you all buried while still alive." She walked slowly to the center of the room. "I faked my death to test your hearts, and what I saw broke me. You fought over my money, you burnt my warehouse, you sold my properties, all while pretending to mourn me." She pointed at Auntie Sade. "You, my sister, even stole my clothes." Auntie Sade knelt down crying, "Funke, forgive me, I didn't mean to." "Enough," Madam Funke shouted. "When I needed love, none of you were there. You only remembered me when you needed money." She turned to Bola. "Only one person here still remembered me with love. My son, Bola. He will inherit everything I own." Everyone gasped. "From today, I am cutting off everyone who betrayed me. Maybe now you will understand that money without love is nothing." She turned and began to walk away.